Hello class, I'm out here on Delhi. It's a little cold, it's a little wintry, but I'm gonna walk you through the steps of doing this little photo editing assignment, the Streetscape improvement. So since I live in Delhi, I came down to Main Street and I picked a corner that I thought would be good. Main Street, obviously, it's got sort of the requirements I said for the assignment. So you can see if I flip the camera around, you can see where I'm standing and you'll see the photo. Excuse the noise of the cars, of course. So here's where I'm standing in the reverse view, and you can see it's got everything that I needed. A nice streetscape, but one that can use an improvement at the corner. It's a little dark and a little snowy than ideal, but it'll still work for this assignment. And I'll just use my phone just on camera mode. I'll take some time to compose the image. I might even take many images and pick the best one. You don't just have to snap one, but it'll be certainly from somewhere around here.
All right, so here we go. I'm back at my computer. I went through the photographs on my phone and I selected what I thought was my best one based on the requirements I have in the outline, but basically we're at the corner, we see down the street and a lot of the image. So however you need to get it from your phone to the computer, go ahead and do that. I just have it up here, and what you're going to really want to do is you want to pull up a web browser and go to pixler.com, and it'll take you to this website. Again, if you do know Photoshop or something like that, feel free to use that. Pixler is sort of I guess it's a lot like it's modeled after Photoshop, but it's free and it's online. Photoshop, you have more control, so if you know it, go ahead and do that. Quite honestly, Photoshop is what I know, the full professional software. I haven't used Pixler a lot, so I might be a little slow on some things here and there as I get used to it, but it's very, very similar. And so when you're selecting what photo editor you want to do, Pixler has two, and I'm going to recommend the Pixler Advanced E. It's not actually super advanced. It is the one that's more like Photoshop and enough for this assignment. The other one won't be quite enough. So we're gonna go here. You're gonna open an image that you downloaded. This is what you should have downloaded from your phone. Save it to wherever you need. So I have one right here, and it's gonna say open. And I already had opened this. I had a little bit of technical difficulties when I first made this video. It might ask you to lower the size of your image before it opens it up on screen like this. That's perfectly fine, especially posting on Vanco Hall. It's going to be high enough quality, for whatever we're doing here. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to give you a quick overview in this video about the tools. The reality is, even this assignment, the tools are the same. You can use this for any kind of drawing you need to do throughout the semester, even though not all the drawings will be identical to this. But things like how to cut and paste images, how to draw lines, how to add text, all of those things, whether it's a map or a perspective or whatever the case might be, it's going to be the same tools. So I'm going to go over the tools in this video, but for each particular step, I'll make it as a separate video for each of the individual tasks. So just really quick for the user interface, the tools are over here. We'll go over them as needed. When you're drawing in Pixler, your colors are going to be down here. You got some other basic tools up top we'll use as we need to. And then over on the right-hand side, I do want to point out, because these are important, again, I'll show everything you need to know when we do it particularly, but this is your zoom. This is your layers. Layers are super important when drawing in the computer if you haven't used them, but it's basically a stack of images that gives you individual control over many different things. So when I use layers in the assignment, pay attention to that. You want to follow along similarly to how I did. And then the history is just as you do things, you can go backwards. If you mess up, you can go backwards. So sometimes that's useful. So before ending this video, I just want to do one tiny thing. I'm going to go up to adjustments. I'm going to go to levels. I could go to any of those adjustments will do similar things. So this will slightly tweak the photograph to be a little better quality. You can see you can lighten it, you can darken it, you can increase contrast, things of that nature with this tool. You can hold this down if you want to see what it used to look like. So you can see I'm just subtly making my image brighter. Whatever you do to your image, maybe it's perfect, you don't need to do anything. Maybe you have other settings, whatever I do here, the exact settings might not be the same, but give it around and just use your eyes and say, you know what, this looks good. And once you're happy with it, just hit apply. and you'll be set. Again, you can play around with any of these other tools. They'll do similar things in this case to get a base photograph looking nice to do the rest of your work. The thing I'll just mention is, things like Pixler or Photoshop, the best way to learn them is just to play around with them on your own. That's how I learned it. Yet certainly the tools and tricks I'm going to give you through this series of videos will help. But when you really know what you're doing on your own, it's just through experimentation, trial and error. You give it a try, you undo it. Give it a try, you undo it, and so on and so forth. So what I'll do is I'll end this video now, and we'll get into the specific tasks of this assignment.